Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message I reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual,
yet stimulating.
fair, frank, and factual. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube. Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message I reach them.
Live from Kingston, Jamaica, broadcasting around the world. You're watching the Teach Them YouTube show. Intellectual,
Yet stimulating.
fair, frank, and factual. This is Extra Class, streaming to the world and beyond.
You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel.
Good night, everyone. Let me know if you are seeing me clearly. Let me know if you're hearing me clearly. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to another episode of Extra Class, episode number 312. I just thought everybody who is in the hearing of my voice and seeing my face, you, your family, friends, you guys are safe, you guys are healthy. For all the people who are at work, I trust that you will get home shortly. For the people who are on the road, well, not in Jamaica, because nobody's supposed to be on the road. But if you're on the road, get home safely. For the people who are home, ready for listen to teach about some things we have to jam down. Jam rock. Jamaica land we love. Land of food and water, Bob Marley, Usain Bolt, Vibes Cartel, Buju Banton, Shelly and Fraser Price, Elaine Thompson. Some only people, some wicked people, some idiot people, some heartless people, some senseless people, some waste people. Good night, Miss Williams. How are you, Princess? It is good to see you. So peeps. So we have some things to talk about. I'm kind of in a somber look mood. I'm not even running the injured tonight. I'm just get straight tonight. I did not stream on Friday for a couple of reasons. Last week was hectic. Yeah. I had interviews every day last week, like Monday to Friday. Normally I don't shoot interviews on Tuesdays or Fridays, but the opportunities presented themselves and I took it. Was in Manchester Thursday after an interview in the morning, then was in St. Thomas Friday for an interview, which is my longest interview to date. Long story short. I saw, I think on Thursday evening, and some stuff going around, especially on social media, concerning a young lady who was reported missing. Yeah, and doing this YouTube thing for eons now, I would have come across many such stories, many such incidents, and I did not, for whatever reasons, get a chance to really pay attention to this one. It was after I picked up Scotty Friday morning. She said, brother, you know, so the young lady that has been reported missing. I'm seeing some kind of glimpse it. I think when I reach about Bull Bay thereabout, news broke that the young lady's body was found. And that like, I'm not entirely sure exactly what happened, but it kind of messed up Scotty meds for the rest of the day. Even during the interview, she was a little bit, sad and stuff and thing, but, we do what we have to do one thing. Came home late Friday evening, as I said. So, and I was exhausted. Plus, like, I've told you guys before that, the murder thing, sometimes I just can't deal with it. Mentally, it is draining. You understand? While some people are going to do a video to make some money. Like, the truth of the matter is, my thing kind of beyond that now. My thing kind of, bigger than that. It's just the truth. You understand? So, sometimes these incidents drain you. Then I spoke to my partner and she was saying that, she has seen so many of these stories And something about this one kind of just jerk her. I mean, I say, you know what? Scotty meds mash up. My other half head mash up. I mean, I say, I just, you know, breeze this a little bit. I'm certain that many people would have covered it and you would have been provided with the information that you were seeking and stuff. And I have been, you know, analyzing, evaluating, assessing not just Miss Jackson's untimely passing, untimely demise at the hands of, even though they have somebody in custody, like you can't even find the word Rasta. You understand? And the truth of the matter is that Miss Jackson is one in hundreds. Yeah? Miss Jackson's situation, you know, kind of swept across the nation. I don't know if it was the interest that was on social media when she went missing or so. I don't know. You understand? There are viewpoints out there that are raising other conversations and such, but not sure I want to get into that. I'm a kind of ramble a little bit, but let me just get one more and get out of my head. The truth is that Miss Jackson could have been your daughter, my daughter, your sister, my sister, your cousin, my cousin, your auntie, my auntie, maybe not, but in terms of age, but you get what me I say. Zane? And hundreds, possibly thousands of families across this country down the years has mourned the loss of a loved one, a child, a young lady, a young boy at the hands of our own Jamaican brothers and in some instances sisters. The government has to shoulder some responsibility and some blame. Zane? But as a nation, we as a people have to shoulder some responsibility and some blame as well. And I say that to say that I have seen in many instances on social media where many of us Jamaicans find ways and avenues and loopholes to make excuses for criminals many a times. Criminal could be our favorite artist. It could be just an artist or a family member of an artist. Somebody who is well known, our favorite politician. Zane, we bridging from down so, we taxi driver friend from round so, we igla friend from down there so, we hairdresser from back there so. And we make excuses for people who continue to break the law. We make excuses now that when time a man a thief, a hungry. So I don't know if him thief, but when him thief and kill some people, then we see him one ball, him hungry. When some man a rob and kill, they are here say, yo, nothing now go on in the country, the government now do nothing. That are rubbish. That is rubbish. You understand what I say? Many of us as men in this country have developed this God complex where we are of the view that the women in our lives, we own them. They're our properties. We beat them, we abuse them verbally, emotionally, we chastise them, and mark you, some women among us are not the best people either. But the truth is that as a nation and as males, we have been so socialized where our appreciation for females has waned considerably down the years. the respect that we should be offering or affording our women in many instances has totally disappeared. And there are many different reasons, the breakdown of the family, all sorts of things. Yeah, but we have been so socialized from a long time that the woman is an object of gratification and a symbol that we are allowed to own. I don't know who gave us that. I don't know how that come in our consciousness and thoughts, but it has been so ingrained in us. And the results are clear to see. Women, their heads are cut off, their throats are slit, they are stabbed, they are shot, they are raped. And it has become so commonplace that, it's another girl. This has been happening for years. Yeah? That's how commonplace it has become. I suppose with the advent of social media, many people have decided that, they are willing to speak up and speak out. Some people kind of cross a line sometimes and get too emotional about the thing. But, people will be people. I don't know when we'll see a Jamaica again where our boys, the men in the country, majority will start again to show the respect to women that they deserve. I don't know when we will see a nation where our women are not objectified and seen as a piece of property for us to own and use and abuse and discard as how we feel, whether permanently or otherwise. The truth is, the things that we are seeing in recent time is just a manifestation of underlying problems that have existed for years. And the sad reality is that it won't improve, not anytime soon. To make matters worse, the police will do their jobs, do their investigations, arrest, charge, put people in front of the courts, and everybody know he, she, and the old lady just go to court, plead guilty, benefit from the plea bargain legislation, and a man get 3 years, 4 years, 6 years for murder the mother of his child, him ex-girlfriend. And life goes on. Where is the deterrent to us as men to understand that people pick me and our pick me? And even if our pick me, what happen? So, another young, promising Jamaican daughter's life has been taken by a Jamaican man. Thousands before her and possibly thousands after her. What are we going to do as citizens, as parents, not as mothers and fathers, as parents, to socialize, re-socialize, educate, edify our boys to respect, honor, care for, and protect the women in their lives, the women in the country. When are we going to socialize as parents, re-socialize our daughters to improve their value systems, to improve their morals, to have greater expectation from the men in their lives, and don't devalue themselves and allow themselves to be treated any old way, because therein lies a part of the problem. Like, mother want to know when. And hear how that is problematic now. We don't have many parents anymore in this country. We have a lot of baby mother and baby father, mother and father. Having a child don't make you a parent. Having a child make you a mother or father. Treating with your responsibilities as a mother, as a father, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, financially, socially, culturally. No, that is what makes you a parent. Many of us parade as parents and we're just baby mother and baby father about here. You understand? And the breakdown of the family has coincided significantly with the breakdown of the Jamaican society. You see me? And I'll say that again. The breakdown of the family has coincided. There's a positive correlation between the breakdown of the family in this country and the breakdown of morals and values in the society, and consequently the increase in crime and violence. That is just the truth. Blessing blades and shades. Manners. Okay, cool man. Good night to the people who watch out you. They know the thing. What else? They are all up a mess, a vibe. Also, we need to understand that as we attempt to grow our kids, we cannot lose sight of the fact that it is important that you're beating at them head so they don't have to trust nobody. When I say nobody, I mean nobody. Like, Miss Morrison, thanks for the contribution. Blessings every time. Like, most times when women are kidnapped and raped, it is often sometimes somebody that they are familiar with, somebody they know, somebody who they trusted. Sometimes it's their own family members. Yeah? It is important for us as parents from as early as possible to instill the importance of observation, alertness, and personal security. The young lady woke up on Wednesday morning, got ready like she does every other morning, and left for work. And that was the last time her family saw her. I am not sure exactly what transpired. There's a lot of theories abound on social media, as there always is. Yeah, and I have learned that in the absence of information, people create and fabricate stuff to fill that void. And the misinformation and disinformation is often taken on as facts. And even when the facts are still in our face, we disregard it because we will stick to what we received first, irrespective of source or agenda. Sad situation. That's our next situation for our next time. Yeah? So until I am off with all the details surrounding the situation, I will reserve my thoughts on certain things. What I'll say is the police have a 50-year-old man in custody. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of the crime portfolio, Fitz Bailey, in an interview that I read, said that they are absolutely sure that charges will be laid against said person. They would have learned exactly how the situation transpired and played out. They would have also recovered material evidence, and they are still trying to gather more evidence before charges are laid. The Prime Minister went to visit with the family of the deceased, and it's all well and good for the Prime Minister to want to reach out personally to the family. I can understand and appreciate that. What I am not understanding and appreciative of is the desire for politicians to see every situation as a photo opportunity, as a photo op. The fanfare and the revelry around certain things is a little bit distasteful sometimes. So, good that the Prime Minister took the initiative to visit with the family, you understand, to express his sympathies and to also, I assume, assure them that the person or persons responsible will be brought to justice. But it is a little bit, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I mean, I kind of see it over and over and over again. If my child was killed, I don't want to camera in my face, family. You understand? If you as a Prime Minister want compare respects and stuff, I appreciate that. But what the whole of a camera them for? Yeah, I'm not get that. See? Are we so programmed to score political points that the situation at hand is not even given enough thought as it should be? Like, I mean, some people say, but teach, nothing wrong with, and that is fair. If you view it that way, that is fine. I am telling you how I view it. You see me? The Prime Minister couldn't guard the woman here, and not one picture reveals that the Prime Minister guard the woman here. We hear same go, they're fine. Like, but that's alright. I mean, we have become accepting of some things that I don't know. You see me? Like, to each his own. There is also a particular topic of discourse in the public space that says, you know, it is very controversial, and with anything in Jamaica, you are going to have views on both sides of the divide, views for and views against, and this is nothing new. There is a notion out there that this latest abduction, rape situation got the prominence it did and the publicity it did because Miss Jackson is of light complexion. That is true, Kev. I understand that. As me I say, you know a thing. And I suppose a person who postulated and posited that has been receiving the wrath of many social media users. And you can understand and appreciate that that would be so. However, as I said, on both sides, and with any story, you're going to have two sides of the divide. And you have persons who are actually coming out to support that chain of thought, that viewpoint, that notion that many young ladies are kidnapped and raped and murdered in the country, and many of them don't even make the news. But the reason why Miss Jackson's untimely passing, sad passing, is in the news is because of her complexion. Reference have also been made to Miss Janice Boger, the visually impaired young lady who disappeared while on her way home from university over a year ago, and other cases. Tonight, I'm not going to get in this. What I'll say is that whether the Empress is of light complexion, whether the Empress is of dark complexion, she is Jamaican, she is somebody's child, and let's try as best as possible to ensure that these situations are not repeated with any regularity and over time they decrease in occurrences. So do what you as an individual, as a community, as a family can do to ensure that irrespective of class, creed, color, no more of our young ladies are subjected to this type of situation. So some people are saying, say it makes sense. Some people are saying, yo, people insensitive. I suppose it's up to you how you want to analyze and dissect that. As I said, I will not get drawn into that discussion, Zane, but I am really saddened that these things continue to happen with such regularities. These things continue to happen with no end in sight. And as I said, one of the most annoying aspect of it is that this person possibly will be put in front of the courts and will plead guilty and get a couple of years. Probably not even half the years that this young lady lived. No, you see, friends here, sometimes you have to just cover the thing as is it, and you understand? I really choose something about it. I will not speak to it still, but I want to take the opportunity to express my deepest sympathies to the family of Miss Jackson and for all families who have suffered at the hands of criminals in this country. Every family who would have lost a loved one to the heartlessness, the senselessness, the lack of regard for life in this country. I can't imagine the stress and trauma that some family members have had to endure over the years. And we just, for these family, need to try as a country to limit the occurrences, because this is what will happen. So yes, a young lady is kidnapped, raped, murdered. If the body is found, she's buried, the family mourn, and slowly they start to move on with their lives. But every time a similar situation comes up, they are brought back to square one. So it's deja vu. They are reliving this monthly. weekly in the country, because just as we are try put the shattered pieces of our lives together, there comes a reminder that this same thing happened to my child. Again, it may not have happened to any of us watching the stream, but all of us are family members, many of us are parents. It could be your child, it could be my child. Yeah? Comes what may, Jamaica is our country, is our home, and as such, we will always have family members in Jamaica. You can imagine there are women out there who are afraid to leave them yard, Rasta. Like I can tell you that for a fact. There are women out there who are afraid to leave their homes. There are women out there who are afraid to go to work. $100% in a DNJ. Why I don't know. I have said that so many times, bro. Sometimes we see some little things and we turn a blind eye to it because it is not our family member and our daughter. You understand? So we ignore it. But remember, so we have daughter, family. The life that you're saving could be your child's life, your wife. And I'm happy that I never stream Friday night, because sometimes the best thing to say is to not say anything. And the meds will be kind of on the Friday night, but they probably come and say some things where, you know, not that more than regret them, but some things are better left unsaid. You see me? We see when the security forces killed reputed gangsters, extortionists, murderers, tires burned, trees cut down, stones in road, police vehicles damaged. But when our children and our young ladies and our women are raped and murdered, there's nothing. There's always a flare up of silence when there's a flare up of violence against the most vulnerable in the population. But anytime some reputed criminal is killed by the police, she and the old lady out with placard, and them want justice. So where's the justice for our women? Where's the justice for our children? Like, I don't get it. Make the police them kill a man tomorrow, man, in some community where them say I do things. You won't hear the end of it, man. You understand? And again, in all of this, I feel it for the police, because the police will do their investigation. Think what you will, think what you may of the police force. You have good police officers. I'm tell you that already, million times. You have police out there who do the work. And the man them I go do the work, find the perpetrator, the man that's a go, plead guilty, get a few years, while the family continue to cry tears. Sad situation. Our politicians are in garden house, day in, day out, gallivanting and laughing and being petty, while the affairs of the nation continue to languish and stagnate. but they beat desks every day, but they're not beating criminals. They shout every day, but they're not shouting for the benefit of the people. They laugh every day while the country continues to mourn. They dress up in their jacket suits every day while the country is naked, literally, metaphorically. And you have man were killed multiple people sometimes and plead guilty and get 10 years. You see me, the older I get, the simpler I become. I appreciate the simple things these days. And many things that need to improve this country are not rocket science. There are some simple things. Simple things. And our political representatives, the ones that we vote for every year, every 5 years, the ones that can do no wrong for us, the ones who we lit down with neighbor and we friend them when them say anything bad about them, the ones that we only every 4.5 years, 5 years we see them, they go to garden house routinely, sit down, not bench, here, shout, and the country continue to suffer. And when I say politician, I talk about PNP politician and JLP politician. Because when some people talk about politician, it's just politician from the side where them not support them talk about. We're not in that. So I say, I'm tired. I tell people this many times, and like I've said this many times in these streams, I am so tired. I am just tired, yo. Like, it is a daily thing now for these things to happen. I am tired. See? I am very tired. I don't know about nobody else, but PR, blessings, my friend. I appreciate the support. I'm tired of the murder, them, brother. I'm tired of the... Like, I don't live my life in fear now. See, wherever I have to go, I go. Do what I have to do. And step with Jah. You understand? So, I am not limited. I mean, yeah, we still know the code and we still not stray and we're not. You know what I think, go? But I don't live my life in fear, family. But I'm tired. Zane, growing up, the same thing. Like, I have been living this for 30 odd years. Yeah, and it gets progressively worse. I started the channel in 2016, and religiously for the first, say, 3 years of the channel, murder. I'm tired of it. You see me? And as I tell people many times, and I say, teach, you not cover that story? Because I am tired. Teach, and me ear, but I'm tired. Yes, and somebody else out there cover that. Go watch that channel there. I'm good with that. I'm tired. Yo. And the man them a get cooler and cooler, brother. Every day. The man them a get cooler and cooler and more heartless. Every day. You understand? When you think can get worse, you're wrong. You see me? When you think you have seen it all, you're wrong. That is why it irks me and it annoys me to the core when me hear people out here defend some criminal about here, brother. Because our artists them. I'm gonna say some things tonight and some people are gonna vex and so brace on yourself and but no me not really business, you know. You understand? And we defend them. And we now put up the same defense for your ordinary no-name man. But if we artists them involved, everything good. The system will fight the youth. The system will fight the man. You understand? It's a poor people thing. When I move up, man. See? We favorite politicians them untouchable. As long as our favorite politician, you know, them can't do nothing wrong in it, no matter because they what go on. Remember, somebody over there said they do it too. Excuses for criminality. So what criminals are going to do? Them know them have your backing and them know say, and the system will get the blame. So why not? Eh? Like guys, me sit down in this same chair and me read some comment on some video where me post with some people who are Jamaicans. I try rationalize murder. I try defend convicted murderers. And then we have a ball say we want the crime rate to fix. And the government now do this and the police now do this. And we are defend murderers about here. So okay, so we can defend murderers over here. So but over here so is a murder-free zone. You fool? So them a man can commit murder and it is justified. But some man over here so commit murder and them figure out prison. You fool? Some man will have name can do things and we defend them, but some no name man for God prison. You fool? Brother, right can only be right and wrong can only be wrong. Wrong can't right and right can't wrong, fam. We have to decide what we want in this. We can't defend murder over here so, and a ball so the country a bleed over here so. That not make no sense. If you defend murder over here so, you can't fight it over here so, brother. And if you fight it over here so, you can't go defend it over there so. It's one or the other family. It can't be both. So we want. Everything's supposed to be conditional. So when some people involved, it's all good. And the system will beat them. And when some people involved, them will go to prison for the rest of their life. Joke thing. So if you can show me where right is wrong and wrong is right, then show me. Because I don't know if that's possible, brother. And many of us out here, I'm always saying this, you know, we are the ones who are helped in the decay of values and morals in this country. Because with social media, everybody have a say and that is fine. But you have to remember that you are represent yourself. See? And if that is how you represent yourself, I would never want someone to even think about representing me. We have so many people in this country defending lawlessness, defending criminality, and yet still on the other hand, them a ball say crime are kill we and people are kill we when them over yassa defend criminality. Me not understand how that something they work out. The same people them a go around every day and making excuses for criminals. I'm tired of that something there. Now come tell me about no man go rob no place because him hungry, brother. Now tell me about no man go rob no place because nothing go on. Him try make nothing go on. The money when I use go rent gun, or go buy a gun and buy a shot. Him couldn't go buy something and try to spin it. Him could go start a business. Enough of the man them want to say I kill people because nothing go on for them in a clocks. The dearest pants, the dearest belt, the dearest watch with the dearest phones. Oh, nothing go on for your brother. And you have the most expensive things on. Oh, nothing go on for you. And you have a gun with a magazine full. Oh, nothing go on for you. You can find money rent car for how much days to go rob people. But oh, nothing go on. Nothing go on for you. You can party 7 nights a week. Oh, nothing go on. While I was coming from St. Thomas yesterday evening, out at one place around one park, I saw an old lady. This lady must be in her 80s. Zane at the stoplight. And she was sitting on whatever you call that, the median there. And she had one bag with some tickers, one bag with some banana chips, one bag with some other things. Me not even remember. And she was there sitting looking so despondent. Like she not sell nothing from. I don't know if she did it from morning. She not sell nothing from she did it. Like and I was there at the stoplight and I look at the woman, you know. Zane, I'm gonna take out some money out of my pocket and I give my brother and say, give it to her. You understand? And I did that out of the fact that this is an elderly woman. As me say, looking at her, she would be in her late 70s. Probably going in her 80s. But she was out there hustling, trying to feed herself and probably feed whoever else. So even if she never sell nothing yesterday, she never go home broke yesterday, because me see her and I said, this is somebody in the country where I try to help themselves. And you have some big old strong man now do nothing about you. And I talk about nothing now go on, and not come to me with that, brother. If this 70-year-old woman can be out there trying to earn a living, while a 20-year-old youth, we're young and strong, sit down every day and smoke weed and go rob people, but nothing now go on and bring that to my family. We need to stop make excuses for them youths here. We are part of the problem about here now. Because we are make excuses. Nothing now go on for the youths them. The youths them now make nothing go on for themselves, brother. How many of the youths them a try to do things for themselves? I'm tell me some man, I have been hungry in my life before. I'm never gonna rob nobody, me hold it. You hear me I tell you? I have been hungry. I'm not talk just my child life and my adult life. I'm never gonna rob nobody, brother. I never sit down and complain. I try do something to ensure I'm not hungry. But we have to find excuses for them man here. Every day we get up, we have to find excuses for man. The youth them now no choice, no better no there. What you mean no better no there? What you mean no choice no there? There is always a choice. I'll leave it there, so. I sincerely hope that the person or persons responsible for the young lady's death will be dealt with swiftly. If it was up to me, permanently. But then that is the next story for your next time. You understand? I am assuming that the young lady was raped. See? You rub off her dignity. And I said this is I am assuming. I mean that has been said, but I cannot verify. I am assuming that the young lady was raped. So you stripped her of her dignity. Why strip her of her life? I am certain that the young lady would have pleaded for her life. She would have begged for her life. So after you strip her of her dignity, not even as much as to leave her with her life, you could have afforded the young lady. And then this person very likely would plead guilty, serve a few years, and then that should be it. I don't agree. So I said, and everything would be good for her. You them not now go on and every man bleach out and ear plait up and tattoo out. I don't know more for you say man. The COVID situation, as you know, still exists. We are in the tail end of a weekend lockdown. As you know that the national curfew started at 12 on Saturday. You know, Friday was also a half day for places of work. and that will happen again next Friday, next weekend, and I think the other weekend, same situation. Based on my observation, majority of Jamaicans would have heeded to the warnings and the roads have been clear. I am certain that there are some parties being held, run at some place, run at some part, and some people still at Gallivant. But I suppose their choice, their life, innit? The numbers have been trending down gradually compared to what they were about 2 weeks ago when we were averaging 600-700 cases per day. I saw a day in the week where 11 people died, another day where 9 people died. That is still a lot. Boy. You still have people out there saying it's a conspiracy and COVID ain't real and the people them were dead. All manner of things. Sorry guys. I don't know what to say anymore. Like sometimes that's why I don't even bother streaming. Because I don't even know if it's say most of the time, you know. Like I have said all I think I can say on many things, and I just don't know if it's something. I just know so that people look forward to the stream and I come stream. Hopefully I find something sensible to talk about. I don't even know. There was a vaccination blitz, as they call it, yesterday, where thousands of people went out and got vaccinated. You know, some people still not do the vaccine. And as me I said, that is your choice. I don't think that anybody should be forcing anybody to take any vaccine. That should be a personal, individual choice. You understand? So, yeah, COVID isn't real, so what killed my dad? Asking people there, and sorry about your father again, Empress. So, we have a lot of social media doctors and experts all of a sudden. Not many of us read for ourselves anymore. We just wait for our favorite social media practitioners, because I must let them be. Our social media MDs, Zane, and what you call them? Epidemiologists, to come and to feed us with whatever they want to feed us with. And we just absorb it. Nobody reads anymore. You understand? Nobody try to find out things for themselves. Nobody is independent of thought anymore. You understand? We are so influenced by the people them who claim know things. Like, I don't even know. Teach who the guy that got charged for. I don't think he has been charged yet, you know. Fam, I think he has been arrested. And I am not certain because her name has not been released as yet, so I am not able to speak as to who the person is. I mean, you will hear people on social media say things, but I don't operate like that, my friend. I operate with facts from a position of facts. You understand? That's how I do my thing. So I will wait. I don't fabricate. You understand? Or speculate, I suppose. Yeah. But I know that a 50-year-old man is in custody. His name has not yet been released, and I don't think he has been officially charged as yet. I think they said that charges will be late, but they haven't been, as far as I know. So, you know, I could run through some things, because we have some heavy topics we need to talk about tonight. Police find AK-47 rifle on roof in Harborview. I remember recently out west, they found another rifle on the top of a church, so I suppose it's a roof thing, you know. The police seized an AK-47 rifle, which was found on a roof in Texaco District, Bayshore Park in Harborview, Kingston. Official reports are that about 11:30 a.m. on the day, an operation was carried out at a premises when the firearm was found on the roof of a building. So no one was arrested in connection with the seizure. Then that's the next part of the problem too. But a gun off the street is always a gun off the street. I'm good with that. You understand? But yeah, sometimes you wish you hear somebody was arrested and charged for the seizure as well. I mean, it happens a lot of times, but then there are many times when it doesn't. So yeah. So driver found with firearm and ammunition after crash. A driver who refused to stop for the police was arrested when he was found with an illegal gun and ammunition after he crashed into a perimeter wall on Barracuda Avenue, Brayton in Portmore, St. Catherine recently. So the police had a Taurus 9mm semi-automatic pistol with a magazine containing 3 9mm rounds were seized during the incident. And the incident would have occurred sometime about 5:23 a.m. on the day in question. So reports are that officers were conducting patrols in the area when they signaled a white Honda Stream motor car to stop. However, the driver refused and later collided in a perimeter wall, the police said. He was then searched and a firearm and ammunition found. The police said further investigations led to the search of his home where a 6-Sawyer cartridge was found containing 1 round of ammunition. Kind of sound weird. But yeah. Yeah, big up to the police. You see me? Godzilla, big up yourself in the fam. Give thanks. I appreciate the support. Police arrest teen who allegedly dropped gun and ran. A teenager who allegedly dropped a gun and ran when he saw police officers during an operation in Bull Bay, St. Thomas on Monday, the 15th of March, this happened a little while ago still, has been arrested and charged. 19-year-old Leroy Leroy Ferguson, wanna guess Leroy occupation there for me. Leroy Ferguson of Lane Gate, 11 miles Bull Bay, has been charged with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. So the police said about 4:30 a.m. a team of officers was on special operations in the area when Ferguson was seen acting in a manner that arose their suspicion. The police said Ferguson then dropped an object he had in his possession and ran when officers approached. He was later apprehended and the object was retrieved and found to be a Tan Foglio 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 5 rounds. He was arrested and charged. Yeah, son? Leroy do have the occupation. Jaja, teach Bull Bay Station is our patrol. Okay, Investor Dick, so say a word in the family, give thanks. Yeah, man. Man is a laborer rasta. He's a laborer. Sentencing in Bonnie Francis murder postponed to the 13th of May. There's a teacher who named Bonnie Francis. Then me going to tell you. Hold on. The sentencing hearing for the 2 men convicted of the 2011 murder of businessman Roderick Bonnie Francis has been postponed until the 13th of May in the Home Circuit Court. So the hearing, which was initially scheduled for the 25th of March, was set back because of the unavailability of the presiding judge, Justice Georgina Fraser. So a Dominican Republic citizen, Carlos Batista and George Gardner, were found guilty in January following an 8-week in-camera trial. Francis, 61, who was the CEO of B&D Trawling, had been attacked and shot shortly after leaving his home on June 25th of 2011. Yeah? 10 years ago that. Case just a wrap up, but alright. Following his death, the police arrested and charged Batista, Gardner, Sheldon Watson, and Newton Welch. However, at the start of the trial last October, the prosecution offered no evidence against Welch. Later that month, Watson changed his plea to guilty to accessory after the fact to murder and was sentenced on December 10th last year to 2 years imprisonment, which was suspended for 3 years with supervision. I'm going to read that again and just let it hang. Later that month, Watson changed his plea to guilty to accessory after the fact to murder and was sentenced on December 10th last year to 2 years imprisonment. 2 years imprisonment, but hold on. Which was suspended for 3 years with supervision. So, according to the facts of the case, Batista, a former employee of Francis, plotted with Gardner and at least one other person to kill his former boss. The court heard that Batista had rented a motor vehicle which was used to stake out Francis's residence and was also used as a getaway vehicle. Francis, on the day of his death, was ambushed along Queensway as he drove from his home. However, his son, who was leaving home at the same time, challenged the assailants in a gun battle and shot at the getaway vehicle. Batista consequently contacted Watson, who facilitated and assisted with the repairs of the getaway vehicle. Empress Cheryl, thanks so much for the contribution, Miss Lee. Really and truly appreciate it. My head hurts. Miss Campbell, he was not involved in the actual murder part. You know what he did. Apparently, he's a mechanic or bodyman, so he helped in fixing the car that was shot up by the deceased son. So, based on the information, he was not at the scene, but he was accessory after the fact. I saw a well-known welder got 30 odd years not so long ago for being accessory to a murder. Just saying. So we know the situation with the church murder in Falmouth, Trelawney earlier in the year. There has been some development. I not even did see one article where the getaway driver they do. Well, that was done on the getaway driver before. And thing. So I don't even know. Confusing and inconsistent. Jaja. Church murder. Getaway driver was a promising student. That's the title of the article that I'll read from just now. You know, and I'm right now. So he was a promising student. Leon Hines, the 23-year-old driver of the getaway car in the January 31st, 2021 murder of banker Andrea Lowe Garwood at a church in Trelawney, is a Cornwall College graduate who has 6 Caribbean secondary education certificate or CSEC subjects under his belt, a diploma in computing, and was a Ministry of Health employee up to the day of the brutal killing that shocked and angered the country. Empress Cookie, thank you so much for the contribution, my dear. I am most appreciative. Hines, who has indicated his remorse and regret for the role he played in the crime, which marked his first ever run-in with the law, was nabbed along with 29-year-old Javan Garwood. Garwood is in the blue shirt here, in the mask. And, 29-year-old Javan Garwood, Andrea's stepson, who is otherwise called Janai, and Dwight Bingham. I think Bingham is the brother with the hair plot up here, so. Hines had originally been charged with murder, illegal possession of firearm, accessory before the fact to murder, accessory after the fact to murder, conspiracy to murder, and misprision of a felony. You know, misprision of a felony is you failing to report a crime knowing say it happened. So I'm going to read him rap sheet again. And thing. Well, PayPal take out for them percentage to Theta. But generally speaking, I look at thing go on. You know what I think of. Hines had originally been charged with murder, 1, illegal possession of firearm, 2, accessory before the fact to murder, 3, accessory after the fact to murder, 4, conspiracy to murder, 5, and misprision of a felony, 6. He, however, struck a plea deal with the Crown to assist it with evidence relating to the other 2 accused and pleaded guilty to illegal possession of firearm and accessory after the fact to murder. I'm not clapping them, just clap my hand them. The Crown, for its part, agreed to offer no evidence in respect to the other 4 counts on the indictment. Anna, how you doing, beautiful? It's good to see you, Miss Dennis. Auntie Millie, how you doing, Miss Mark? Hope all is well. Thanks for the contribution. Out of the 6 charge, is only one of them, the man, Jaja. When Hines, a former storekeeper at the Cornwall Regional Hospital, was sentenced to 6 years imprisonment, 6 years, in relation to the illegal possession of firearm charge and 1 year's imprisonment for accessory after the fact charge. The sentences are to run concurrently, so he will in effect spend 6 years behind bars for the 2 offenses. Hey Tony Shea, how are you? My colleague. Supreme Court Judge Justice Lorna Shelley Williams, in handing down the sentences in the Home Circuit Court in downtown Kingston, said, "I wish to make it abundantly clear that I am not sentencing Mr. Hines in relation to the murder matter. I am only sentencing him at this time for illegal possession of firearm and accessory after the fact. I am not sentencing him at this time in relation to the murder." Just cool, man. Just cool, man. The police antecedent report for Hines read into the court records listed the 6 C-Sec subject pass as human and social biology, mathematics, English language, office administration, principles of business, and electrical document preparation and management. That what? EDPM, I think that name. The report also said Hines was certified in systems administration and had held different posts, working as an accounting clerk, a research associate, and a debt collector. He is also the father of a 2-month-old child. In the facts of the case outlined in the court in February, when the matter was called up, Hines admitted to being the one to rent the car the Friday before the murder and to driving it from his Rose Heights, Montego Bay hometown to the Trelawney Church where Low Garwood was murdered on the Sunday. According to Hines, he drove the rented car to the church based on a request. He said upon arriving there and learning that the service had not yet begun, he drove elsewhere to purchase breakfast before returning to the church. I mean, have eat. There he said he parked in a lane and waited. He said some minutes passed before he heard 5 gunshots coming from the direction of the church, followed by a 6th a while later. According to Hines, he saw the news on a cell phone, which was shown to him by someone, that Low Garwood had been shot dead. I wonder if I film a video and watch. Hines further said that in an attempt to cover up his role in the murder, he called the owner of the rented vehicle and told him that when he woke up that morning, he realized that the car had been stolen. He later told the owner that he found the car down the road from his house and was told to report that to the police. However, he was collared by the police at the spot and, I'm not ready to say it. Hines said on his way to the police station, he stopped to throw away his own cell phone because he did not want the cops to find the evidence of calls he had received, as well as the bag in which the murder weapon had been concealed. However, he was collared by the police at the spot and they took him to the Montego Bay police station, where he continued to lie that the car he rented had been stolen. He, however, came clean after the police produced the phone he had thrown away, as well as the bag, and heeded their advice to cooperate. So the media has been barred from disclosing the details as told to the police regarding the involvement of Garwood and Bingham on the basis that it could prejudice their cases, fair enough, which are being heard before the Trelawney Parish Court. And journalists were also cautioned against reporting anything other than what Hines said in relation to himself in the matter. We know the situation and thing. So the police said an investigation revealed that Hines had been party to a conspiracy hatched by Garwood and Bingham to kill Low Garwood supposedly because of family dispute arising from assets she inherited after the death of her husband last July. No, Mr. Hines seemed like a fairly bright fellow. You understand? Like him family kind of do things to ensure that he received. He in Jamaica today, as I start the stream, that he received good enough education to a level and was now able to help himself. And he threw all that away for what? A request? I would be very hard pressed to believe that Mr. Hines did not know the fullness of the plan and the plot from the get-go. You understand? It is very interesting too to see how quickly he turned against his accomplices and gave information to their demise. Teta, blessings in the family. Give thanks. Appreciate it. You understand? I am not certain if this is supposed to make people feel sorry for him. I don't. Mr. Hines, me not feel sorry for you. You understand? I am also of the view that you should not have been given any possibility to plea. Well, you can plea, but then no reduction in sentencing. That is just my personal view. You understand? I'm tired of that plea bargain something here. May I plea for the plea bargain legislation be amended. That's my plea. And I understand, and people don't get very emotional now. I understand the value of the plea bargaining legislation in the dispensation of justice. I understand. What me I say though is that not everybody should be able to just willy-nilly just plead guilty and just gone in the sunset after a year or two. You understand? So that is just my purview. It should be so designed, and then some people have said, but then teach, then that no fear. Then no fear if you kill a man neither. It should be so designed where certain levels of crimes, the perpetrators of same should not be given an opportunity to get a reduction in sentence after them plead guilty. You understand? That is just my opinion. You see me? But that is why they plead guilty and frozen, because they know that the plea bargaining legislation, as a matter of fact, the plea bargaining legislation can give you up to a 50% reduction in any sentence. Because when I get to the Tamili situation, you will see exactly how that works out to his benefit. Tamili. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, DeAndre. Then may I say all them youth, you know, them money I don't even know. Boy Barrett, I don't know. I don't know. Man allowed to withdraw a guilty plea in relation to ex-lover's murder. No, peeps, me I laugh. Information is needed, so they plead. Me I laugh, but not laughing at the situation. But me I laugh at the situation. If I get what me I say. Miss Nivea Sinclair, Empress on screen, was killed by her ex-boyfriend who broke into her house, her parents' house, hid must in a closet or bathroom, and murdered her. He pleaded guilty. He pleaded guilty recently, but have since withdrawn his guilty plea. In a shocking twist that left the prosecution and the presiding judge stunned on Thursday, the attorney for Jermaine Miller, the Manchester man who recently pleaded guilty to killing his ex-girlfriend, has asked for his client to undergo a psychiatric evaluation. Miller, a resident of Upton District in Hatfield, Manchester, pleaded guilty to murder and burglary when he appeared in the St. Elizabeth Circuit Court on the 16th of March. The man said him guilty, Rasta. However, following the submission from his attorney, Richard Lynch, before the start of Miller's sentencing hearing on Thursday, presiding judge Justice Evan Brown acceded acceded to the request for the psychiatric evaluation. Consequently, Miller's guilty plea was vacated and a mentioned date of July 25th was set for the case. Earlier, the prosecution questioned whether the request by the defense was an attempt to have Miller plead guilty to the lesser charge of manslaughter. But after considering the defense's position, Justice Brown said he considered it to be fair, despite the negative effects the turn of events would have on the victim's family, you don't say. The accused man was further remanded in custody. So it was reported that the now deceased woman, 27-year-old Nivea Sinclair, ended her relationship with Miller and returned to her parents' home in Brinkley District, St. Elizabeth, a week before her death. Further reports are that on Sunday, January 12, 2020, at about 11:50 p.m., Sinclair was at home with her parents when the parents heard screaming. When they checked, they reportedly saw Miller running from the house. The parents also found Sinclair in a pool of blood with stab wounds. She was taken to a hospital where she was pronounced dead, and Miller was subsequently handed over to the police by his father and was later charged. You put one plea in, you take one plea out. Them plea every day and them shake it all about. The request from guilty to not guilty is a smoke screen to something sinister. I suppose they want to plead insanity. The man had a relationship with the daughter. The relationship was allegedly abusive. She decided to leave the brother. She went back to her parents' home. Wisdom, blessings, my friend. Thanks so much for the contribution. Really appreciate it. Brother decides, even though she left him, him not left her. The young lady and her family went out the Sunday evening. He took the opportunity to break in and hide in the girl's room, closet, something like that. Murdered her. Pleaded guilty. Now, he might change him plea. Well, him not change. Yeah, basically. I anticipate a play of insanity. Let's see how the psychiatric evaluation works out. Now, can you imagine you are the parents of this young lady, knowing that on the 16th, Miller pleaded guilty? You're saying he's going to be sentenced. No, you go court for sentencing and the man say him now but I plead guilty. Ah, boy. This world is a very cold place, you know. I want to feel it. Like, can I get the chills sometime? Cold world, man. Cop charged with wife's murder to stand trial in 2023. In 2023, me a old man and a brother. Teach wild man in jail. Him say a better way out. Kirk Lawrence, the policeman who was charged with murdering his wife during a dispute at their home in Tower Isles, St. Mary, 2 years ago, is a stand trial on the 3rd of July 2023. The date was set by Chief Justice Brian Sykes when the cop's case was mentioned in the St. Mary Circuit Court on Monday. Lawrence was charged with murder in connection with the shooting death of 45-year-old Janet Hardy Lawrence on May 28, 2019. In addition to the trial date being set, a case management hearing is to be held in July of this year. Lawrence, who has been in custody since his arrest for the murder, is yet to take up a $5 million bail offer from another judge in December of last year. Sykes extended the bail offer to the accused cop. Investigators indicated that on Tuesday, May 28, 2019, at about 6:30 a.m., Lawrence and his wife, who was a businesswoman, were engaged in an argument at their house in Jamaica Beach, Tower Isles. Residents reported that they then heard loud explosions and alerted the police. On their arrival, the now accused officer, who was assigned to the Trelawney Police Division, was found by his fellow law enforcers at the main entrance to the house. Hardy Lawrence was found with several gunshot wounds and was pronounced dead at hospital. Now, according to the Independent Commission of Investigations, which probed the case, the police found 2 guns, a service pistol, and a licensed firearm, which were both connected to the accused policeman, along with 12 spent shells on the scene. The detective corporal was reportedly questioned in the presence of his attorney, and the file was subsequently sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions, who ruled that Lawrence be charged with the matter. You're not saying. Like why the DPP they did for rule upon that. At the time of the incident, there were conflicting reports surrounding the couple's troubled marriage. Interestingly, the detective corporal reportedly detailed his troubles in a voice note to his colleagues, in which he allegedly confessed to having killed his wife moments before the recording. Put an angel over me, be strong. Will affirm meditation. One day, things must get better. 2023. So he was offered bail from December last year. He has not yet taken up. I don't know if him feel comfortable with him there or him just can't take up the bail or him not have nobody for bail him. I don't know. Don't you go down, keep your head above the water. Man. They look so happy here. So sad. Remember, I shared a story with you where a man allegedly strangled a girl during sex and killed her. And I also told you that that man was the same man convicted of the murder of fashion designer Dexter Pottinger. He has been given 14 years for that strangulation sex thing. Christopher say him no look happy. I'm happy look that man. Can you really be out on bail for a murder? Kevin Dung, regular. Jamaica, yeah. You just want one lawyer. Bail. You understand? Babylon say jail for me. The judge say bail for me. Somebody tell the jury, Jack control my destiny. One song said. Man who strangled ex-girlfriend during sex gets 14 years in prison. Blessings, Kevin. Like, we talk about it so many different times, bro. Like, teach each gun charge, the years are base. Is that a question or a statement, Dre? Romario Brown, the man who is currently serving time for killing fashion designer Dexter Pottinger, has been sentenced for the killing of his ex-girlfriend who was strangled during sexual intercourse. It's a statement. Oh, cool. I need to get all of them sentencing guidelines, you know. Because some need to start with some more investigative journalism type thing, but we'll see. Brown, a 24-year-old tattoo artist from St. Andrew, Stone Hill to be exact, pleaded guilty to the lesser charge of manslaughter in relation to the death of 20-year-old Alexia B. Pat. On Wednesday, Supreme Court Judge Justice Carencia Brown Beckford ordered the convict to serve 14 years and 10 months for manslaughter. Prosecutors allege that in 2016, B. Pat and Brown were engaged in sexual intercourse when an argument developed. He then squeezed her throat and kicked her off the bed. Brown then fled the scene with B. Pat's phone and a laptop belonging to her then boyfriend. My boyfriend must feel like him. Man must feel like a suck out back juice brother. If you know say, yeah, say you're a girl and the next man a kill you. Literally and figuratively and metaphorically and sexually and something. But that is besides the point. However, he was seen on video footage leaving B. Pat's apartment in Mona St. Andrew with the items. A thief in thief then. Following a probe, the tattoo artist was arrested and charged with murder and simple larceny. A postmortem report indicated that B. Pat died as a result of strangulation. The sentence for B. Pat's killing is to begin after Brown serves his 12 years prison term for manslaughter arising from Pottinger's killing. Even though I'm not pleased with the manslaughter plea, at least the sentence now run concurrently with the one we must serve now for Pottinger. It's kill him, kill the girl and rob the things then. But argument develop during sex. I have had sex a few times. And I don't know that when I am having sex, no argument can come up from me. Dennis could have caused an argument there. You know, I make like sex, right? Me I try to figure it out from then time, let me share. And then me I try to figure it out again. And me I say, then I think I have had my fair share of sex. It was probably some other man's share. And I find it hard to figure out how could as work as that. I know say people about here getting an argument during sex rasta. But alright. She tell him that him not good in bed. But then it was her ex-boyfriend. She have a new man now, so how she give him something if he never good? Like, I don't understand. I'm confused about the whole story, so just put it left with this. So. You understand? So watch you now. So the sentence is the 14-year I will come after I'm served the 12 years of Pottinger. So the fashion designer's body was found with over 20 stab wounds at his Eureka Place home in St. Andrew in the late afternoon of August 31st, 2017. Now, according to investigators, Brown stabbed Pottinger at the latter's home after the fashion designer suddenly appeared naked before him with an erect penis while the two were at the dwelling. I think we just water these days in here. Check. I don't know, I'm subject myself to them things here on Friday night and Sunday night time, you know. I don't need to have a deep look in my life, you know. I got need to have a deep introspection. How are we there? Oh, yeah. Pottinger was reportedly stabbed some 25 times, all about his body. The killing reportedly took place on August 29, 2017, the same day Pottinger bailed Brown for the murder of B. Pot. Some things you just can't write. You can't write it. I mean, you cannot write it. Generally speaking, Vinny plays. Generally. After the killing, Brown took Pottinger's motor vehicle. Then this man texted him after everybody dead. You understand? Every time somebody dead, this man texting thing. After the killing, Brown took Pottinger's motor vehicle and a television set and a watch from the home. The police later recovered the vehicle and subsequently the other stolen items from Brown. On April 10, 2019, Brown pleaded guilty to manslaughter in relation to Pottinger's death, as well as a larceny from the dwelling. And I see him charged him in the family. A month later, he received a sentence of 12 years for manslaughter, 4 years for larceny from the dwelling, and a year for simple larceny. The sentences are to run concurrently. I am getting to hear that very word, concurrently, like, it is concurrently annoying. That makes sense, teacher? Maybe not, but alright. This man is a thief and a murderer. Argument done. Nobody can tell me nothing else. You understand? And I don't know say him stab Pottinger because Pottinger appeared naked in front of him. Because Him probably does decide to kill the man and thief some things. Me a pre say, me not sure that brother like woman neither. Cause if you kill woman during sex, then me not know that you like woman neither. Me just left it there, so better make it stay. Cause no more time, to you understand? Me been a sex from a long time. Many times. Too many times. And I have never had an argument during sex yet. Then I could have want me to do, so that's why we start arguing during sex. Strange. This feeling I'm feeling. Oh, your love, we will always believe in. Brother, I swear you are the virgin. Oh, you may think my faith is in vain. Jaja. You know what G City, the thing not pretty. Nah, do good. So Kerry, am I to believe that you are the type of person who would stop a man in mid-stroke to say, yo fam, that's up me and nah reach now, eh? That's funny. Jaja. Some people are sex aggressors. But I don't think the argument they have nothing to do with sex still. But that's what I say. No man and a rum man, I just water man. H2O. If me a drink from it, if you have color in it, I don't want a white rum for drink, brother. G City gangster gets 15 years in prison for a fatal home invasion. High-profile St. James gangster Omar Troy Johnson, who pleaded guilty to murder, was slapped with 15 years prison. Well, that's 15 years prison sentence. Sentencing was handed down in the St. James Circuit Court, so Johnson will have to serve 14 years before he becomes eligible for parole. The 24-year-old, who is from Bucktoe Lane, I never did know so one place names in Bucktoe part, but Bucktoe, where him come from there? In Salt Spring, and who is a reputed top-tier member of the much-feared G-City gang, was convicted on the 10th of March for the shooting death of Cybele Malcolm. Cybele. Malcolm was brutally murdered before his grandchildren at his Cornwall Court's home, also in St. James, on February 15, 2020. This is a good day for the law-abiding citizens of St. James, the police said. Well, said police commander for St. James, Superintendent Vernon Ellis, we just got the news out of Kingston that Tommy Lee Sparta, dancehall artist Leroy Russell, was just sent to prison for illegal possession of a firearm. And now we have this G-City gangster going on for a very long time. We want the other violence producers in St. James to realize that we are coming at them with all the tools in our toolbox. And when they are caught, we know they will be caught. And we know they will be caught. They stand to spend many years behind bars. Like, it was reported at about 2:45 a.m. on the day in question, Johnson went to Malcolm's house, armed with a handgun, and gained entry to the premises by breaking through a rear section of the property. He first tried to enter the section of the house where the family occupied, but it was securely locked up. After he demanded for the family to open the door, after his demands for the family to open the door was refused, Johnson used a piece of steel to break the glass off the door and began climbing through. It was then that Malcolm confronted him and a struggle ensued. During the tussle, the gun went off and a bullet hit Johnson in his arm. He subsequently overpowered Malcolm and shot her in her head at close range and then fled the scene. Malcolm was rushed to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where she was pronounced dead. Later that day, Johnson showed up at the hospital and was not able to properly explain the circumstances under which he was shot. The police were alerted and cops subsequently took him to his house where his bloody clothes from the crime scene were found. Them police are smart. Big up them police there. DNA was taken from his bloody clothes and a forensic swab for a gunpowder residue was carried out by the Scenes of Crimes unit. Blood samples and latent prints that were taken from the location of the murder matched that which was found on the scene. After the forensic results were brought to Johnson's attention, he decided to cooperate with the investigators and admitted to committing the gruesome murder. The scientific evidence and the shrewdness of the detectives left him no other choice but to become a proactive cooperator, Ellis said. I hope the other gangsters will realize that while they may be able to intimidate witnesses, they cannot intimidate DNA. I also read an article and listened to some voice clippings from a police officer out in St. James who has said that one of the top tier members of the G City gang is a very popular entertainer. That's all. Was some other things were said, but the article was published by Nationwide News Network, so it was over there. You can go watch it. You understand? I saw a big debate about it on social media earlier today. But you know, some just smile and wave, I'm gone. They not even know somebody did it. You understand? Rasta Judge. So we reach the obituary part, I think. May I make it run for, well, when I reach to say it. But man and woman get prison time for a murder of Tamara Geddes. Yeah. A man and a woman who earlier this month pleaded guilty to offenses stemming from the murder of Tamara Geddes in Retreat. Is Retreat or Retrieved? I think I retrieved the community name. Trelawney last year were sentenced on Friday. Owen Irving, a 55-year-old resident of Hampton, St. James, was sentenced to 20 years behind bars for murder by Justice Martin Gale. Additionally, Irving received a 5-year sentence for conspiracy to murder. The sentences are to run. Meanwhile, Tashana Young, 33, also of Hampton in St. James, who pleaded guilty to conspiracy to murder, was offered to serve 4 years in prison. Teach, J. Ray him never. Man, they only use white rum, like, do things with. When I really drink white rum like that. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, what? Yeah, use the mixed things and all of them things. So, yeah. I want to know a situation with Tamara and thing. I need to get into that. Inmate killed in police lockup. So the family of Rytikal Brevitt is accusing the police of negligence following the death of their 25-year-old relative in the Negril police lockup on the 19th of March. So Brevitt was stabbed in the chest allegedly by an inmate. He was awaiting trial for assault. Judge of God. Indicom said, based on a report from the police, Brevitt and another inmate were housed in separate cells. They were both given permission to use the sanitary facilities. It is alleged that shortly afterward, there were screams for help, and the responding officers saw the inmate over Brevitt in an attacking position. He was taken to the Savlamar Hospital. And also Savlamar spell. It's Savannah Lamar, then I will write this. Where he was pronounced dead. A metal jammer was recovered from the incident scene. Now, relatives of the deceased said that the same inmate attacked him earlier that day and the police did nothing to protect him. How can the police allow the same inmate to share bathroom facilities with Rytikal and they just had a major fight in the day? It's like there's a black cloud over my head. Sometimes I feel upset and sometimes I feel sad. We are trying to cheer ourselves up because this is not any easy period for us, the relative said. Now, if these accusations, if this variation of the incident is true, then why would you allow the two men to share bathroom facilities if them fight earlier. That's strange. Strange. This feeling I'm feeling. Oh, I love. Our next young lady on screen. Emerging dancehall act The British stabbed to death. I don't know, I never script the article after Miss Jackson's article, Khanice story. You know. Up and coming young female dancehall artist The British was murdered on Thursday, sending shockwaves through the dancehall industry. The 19-year-old female, whose real name is Patricia Green, was allegedly stabbed to death by her ex-boyfriend in Budhole district in Macney, near the border of St. Ann and Clarendon on Thursday. It's the first I'm actually hearing the name of that place. The British was a promising young artist, a really nice girl. She was making improvements every day. I even booked her for an appearance on TVJ Smile Jamaica last week, and she did very well. So to hear this right now, this is disturbing and sad. Her life just cut short for nothing at all. Record producer Javon Dona O.C. Lickle Pepper said. In her community, Green was popularly known as Samantha and worked as a customer service representative of Mile End in St. Ann. I knew her personally. Well, I'm reading the article. She was an orphan. I was a teacher at a children's home in Spanish Town. I knew her and her little sister. Very nice kids, said Donna, who is also the founder of the At-Risk Youths Foundation. Police reports had that residents heard a female crying for help about 6:30 p.m. and alerted law enforcers. On their arrival, the body of the female, later identified as Green, was found with multiple stab wounds and her throat slashed on a roadway in the community. She was pronounced dead at hospital. Anecdotal reports suggest that Green went to pick up her young child that she shared with her ex-boyfriend in Macney district. A dispute reportedly developed between them, during which she was stabbed. Investigators are still searching for the suspect. Macney. How can you look at the mother of your child and stab her and cut her throat? Like, it's the mother of your child. It's not just a girlfriend or ex-girlfriend, which would be bad in itself, but it is the mother of your child. They would be very unwise to say that, the white guy, we just cover and store them, irrespective of complexion, you know what I mean? What kind of argument me and any of the mother of my kids them could have where me even contemplate to harm them physically much as to stab them and cut them throat? Then how do I explain that to my child? Say, me kill your mother. She was pregnant at the time, Melanie? For the same brother we kill her or for somebody else? Jaja. How can you, how will you tell your child, or you going to explain it to your child? The human being that you're supposed to love above all other human beings. That are you kill them mother, kill him mother, or kill her mother. Technically not kill her, kill the picnic too. Yeah, but Miss Abrahams, even if somebody else is pregnant for, apparently they are not together anymore. So but then when he kill himself and that child would have been rid of both parents. It's a long story, I can imagine. Thanks, Empress Melanie. Appreciate the insights. So she was an orphan, as the article said. Her child will now be an orphan. Because technically, she have lost I don't know if the child is girl or boy. Technically, the child has also now lost the father. Man, it seems like killing is a sport. No. Oh, it's a girl. So the little empress is now motherless, and by default, she's now fatherless. But even so, DeAndre, he will be practically out of this child's life for the rest of the child's life. Because when this child, I don't even know how old the child is, can understand and know, say, a daddy kill mommy. Ellie want go on Empress. Me fi show it you from earlier out, you know, but me last a pass. Made that, like, seriously, made that hurt me. Like, I don't know my head no smile. I don't know my head yet, them no smile. She will be 200. She was 220. So she's 2 today. Today is the 28th. Wow. So just like her mommy, she's now an orphan. So sad. Well, make we see then, Teta. Make we see. Boy, Father Hutchinson, I don't even know Rasta. I mean, cruel things happen all over the world, brother, but like, you see, because I am so close to some of these stories in terms of talking about them or doing videos about them, run on, go on. It just, and then being the person I am who try to analyze and assess everything, trying to analyze and assess these things is just, like, I don't know why I keep doing these things to myself, but it's just a part of what you do. It's a part of your job. You understand? And I am not the type of person who just share the thing and that's it. Like, who understand that people in the background are hurting family. That's why you will never see me do a video say, yo, this a man get dashed or that woman get dashed. Then there's a family out there who people send these videos to. Imagine I lose a family member and somebody do a video. My family member get dashed. That's why we operate different. Because we understand that even though the thing reach a level, you don't have to go up on the level there, brother. Every video you see come on. The S-man they get dashed around there so. And this S-man they get dashed. Like, how? I find that so disrespectful, you don't even believe. But to each his own. So these things, cause yes, we grow tough and we are man and we are soldier road. But then at the end of the day, family, we have a certain level of humanity in a way. You understand? Somebody say at least a child get to ask the father the question. I can see the point that was made there. I can appreciate that point. But no child should be put in a position where they have to ask them father about the murder of them mother. Or them mother about the murder of them father, brother. You understand? This child has nobody maternally. Our maternal grandparents have wherever her mother was an orphan. So she has no maternal grandparents. Her mother is now dead. I do that sometime, Anna. I do that from time to time, man. Some year ago on this channel, a male member made a statement about technology being in careless hands. I would go out on a limb to say that that male member is probably Doc G. I'm telling you about names, huh? Alright, watch her. Watch her style. Yeah. Strangely enough, the young lady lives in the community that I spent my teenage years in. I don't know her. She didn't grow up there. As I know, she grew up in a home and stuff. But yeah. Nah, it wasn't that G. Okay. But that G is a man of wisdom, brother. Alright. Makeup by Leah. Where the girl that come from? She lives in a community in St. Anne called Myland. I think originally she's from Spanish Town. She, based on the article, what's her name? Her name is Samantha. I don't remember her full name, but she's called The British. She was a young dancehall artist. I think she have a YouTube channel as well. I think her name is Samantha Green. Patricia Green. But her pet name is Samantha, I think. So let me clear that up. Jaja. Watch her style here. Easy life. Slapped with robbery and gun charges. Yeah, with the man. Hold on. That's how my item start feel. Easy life. The man name, Easy Life. When I say the man name, Easy Life. What kind of life him like? Easy life. Watch your ride. 44-year-old O'Neill Beckford, otherwise called Easy Life, a painter of Pimento Walk in St. Anne, has been charged after he allegedly used a gun to cause harm to a man and then robbed him in his community in January. What his name? Beckford has been charged with illegal possession of firearm and robbery with aggravation following the January 26 dispute. Sorry guys. Pimento Walk am a place, you know. But I have one daughter around there one of them time. You understand? Back in the days there. When I was young like. Big up Pimento Walk. The police said about 4:30 p.m. Beckford used a firearm to inflict several wounds to the complainant's face before robbing him of his personal items. The complainant subsequently made a report to the police and an investigation was launched, the police said. Beckford was later arrested and charged. Again, what him name? Easy Life. What kind of life him like? Easy life. Big up to all our people who run a Spring Peace, a Pimento Walk, I'm a place. Yeah, man. One nice daughter the deal for around that side one of them time. You see me? Give thanks to a nice daughter there. Take bad things make joke. I'm telling you about them name, you know. Oh, don't believe me. Norvell, easy life you want, man. Yeah, man. Man held with gun during curfew in Clarendon. The Clarendon police are... Oh, this not way up, sir. The Clarendon police arrested and charged a man with illegal possession of firearm and ammunition and breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act following an incident on the Woodside Main Road in Clarendon on Thursday, March 18. He has been identified as 25-year-old Chin Ross of Waltham District in Mandeville, Manchester. The police said that about 4 a.m. during the nightly curfew, a police team in the area saw two men walking along the roadway. The men reportedly ran into bushes when they saw the police. The police said a search was conducted in the area and Ross was accosted with a 9mm pistol and one round of ammunition. However, escaping nearby bushes. A further search was conducted which yielded a second 9mm pistol. The second suspect is still being sought by the police. Teta say easy life is a good life. Yeah, easy life when you work for. You understand? Them things there. Teen charged with shooting elderly man. A teenager has been arrested and charged following reports that he allegedly shot an elderly man in his arm on Love Lane in Kingston, even when Love up on the lane. The name staying. 19-year-old Janice Michael. I was read that, remember DYCR. Jaja. 19-year-old Janice Michael of Church Street in the parish was arrested and charged with shooting with intent and illegal possession of firearm. Reports are that during the incident which happened in February, Michael, armed with a firearm, went to Love Lane and fired gunshots at an elderly man, hitting him in his left arm. The man was taken to hospital where he was treated and released. And police to the rest of it. You know what things that. Long story short. 15-year-old shot 5 times in drive-by attack. There was another drive-by shooting along Mountain View Avenue where 2 men were shot. 1 was killed. I don't know the status of the other man. I did a video on that. I know most want to watch it. When I go on the cell for one day, I just watch a video them so. When you hear them just start work. It's what it happened to when you hear them. Big up when you hear them. A teenager is now in hospital following a drive-by gun attack in downtown Kingston on Monday afternoon. The police reported at about 2 p.m. the boy was among a group of persons who were gathered at the intersection of Beeston and James Streets in a section of downtown Kingston known as Spoilers. Gunmen in a motor car reportedly drove up and opened fire indiscriminately, hitting the teenager 5 times before making their escape. The teen was rushed to hospital where it was discovered that he had been hit in the neck as well as other parts of his body. He was attended to by medical staff and was declared to be in serious but stable condition. The community known as Spoilers is bordered by North Street to the north. Wow. Wow. Wildman Street to the west, East Queen Street to the south, and South Camp Road to the east. In recent times, there has been a flare-up of gang violence in the overall community, and several violent incidents have occurred. No one else was reportedly injured in Monday afternoon's attack. St. Elizabeth police launched investigation into man's death. I'm tired. Police in St. Elizabeth have commenced a murder investigation in relation to the death of a man who was found at Bamboo Avenue in the parish on Monday. The deceased man has been identified as 21-year-old Safa Green. Something wrong with that Safa name there. No, don't answer. Otherwise, the deceased man has been identified as 21-year-old Safa Green, otherwise called Murderer. I can moisturize iron yeah? I want to say iron moisturize iron because I love it talking. I love it talking. I mean, So one man named Easy Life, one man named Murderer. I wonder what kind of job murderer do. I wonder why Murderer get the name then. The deceased man has been identified as 21-year-old Safa Green, otherwise called Murderer. Boy, Sadrick said, sounds innocent to me. Reports from the police are that a passerby found Green about 1:40 a.m. on the roadway suffering from wounds and clad in what appeared to be a blood-stained shirt. The origin of the wound is yet to be determined. He was reportedly taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. The police were later contacted by the hospital and an investigation launched. So no arrests have been made in relation to the murder of Murderer. Probably it's just a butcher. Then you call a butcher a butcher. Me I grew up all a butcher, then we know a butcher their name. Yeah, I don't know no butcher named Murderer. You understand? I wish part them call butcher. What if Murderer and Easy Life go up on the apps? No, peeps. I have spoken about a number of sad cases since night. But 84-year-old woman found stabbed to death in Manchester. One person held. No, I have been trying to figure out, you see. What could an 84-year-old woman at that do to you? For you stab her to death. But forget that part there. What makes it even more complex in my head is me I try to figure out. Is your 84-year-old grandmother family? May I come go sleep? Me need my bed and my sheet. You hear them say Jamaica is not a real place? Jamaica is too real of a place, Rasta. Detectives assigned to the Manchester Criminal Investigations Branch are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of 84-year-old Advira Wilson Palmeet. Oh, first I'm seeing that surname. At her home in Smithfield District, Cross Keys in Manchester on Monday, the 22nd of March. Reports from the Mandeville police are that about 8 a.m., residents alerted them to her home, where the body was seen with stab wounds to the upper section. One person is being questioned by the police in relation to her death. The person is her granddaughter. Through a wrong article in my script. I'm so tired. I need to remix the berries. Senton man arrested for shooting. 2 men gunned down while sitting in parked car in St. Andrew. 3 killed as Bullbay gangsters take feud outside community. Alleged robber killed in Manchester, another injured. I did a story there yesterday. Man shot dead inside downtown Kingston Wholesale. Charred remains of PNP political organizer found in St. Anne. But them there aren't. I can't bother go through them the peeps. I just read the headline them too. Now this is my gate. Wondering if she's awake or asleep. If I know her well, she's somewhere taking me to hurt me badly. What will my story be? This one better be good. Should I tell her I had a confrontation with Robin Hood? Be early, she told me. I'll be waiting for you, honey. I made something special for you. No, I wish I couldn't sing. I couldn't sing. I kill you with singing about it. What sing me sing? But with lipstick stains, I've got to tiptoe. Double trouble. I bury a fool, because I know where they shot the go. I mean, Robin would have a confrontation and the church destroyed. Mary and I wear home, I eat that. And lipstick on my shirt, I got my ass. That no make no sense. T-shirt sound like a potential interview. Damian Crawford. Dan Dada. Want me singing? It sound good, though. Yeah, man. We are work for it. Crawford stirs controversy in Senate over wholeness comments. Now, as you are well aware, well, for the people who have been a part of the family for a long time, that I did a video sometime ago in Bethlehem. So the Holy Bible say, is Jamaica a creeping dictatorship? On Andrew one, that's my name. Yeah, man. Is Jamaica a creeping dictator? 3 years ago, I do that video. You understand? Posted on the 12th of March 2018. You see? And in that video, I went in depth analyzing and evaluating, I think, about 5 occasions on which then opposition leader and new prime minister at the time, well, fairly new prime minister at the time, had done some things that made me question whether or not Mr. Holness was as democratic as we are to expect of our leaders, seeing that we're a democratic country. So if you don't watch a video yet, you can go watch it. Nice a good video from them time when we are trying to set the thing. You understand? And I have often kept an eye on the Prime Minister and his decisions and how he goes about doing certain things. And I think he has a little autocratic thing about him. You understand? Miss Janet Brown, thank you so much for your contribution, Empress. Now, in recent times, there have been a few people who have come out and spoken about the Prime Minister in very lewd manner on many occasions, and people have said they have been arrested because them diss the Prime Minister. I won't go as far as to say that. But what I'll say is that I have been observing this thing from remember, I posted this video on the 12th of March 2018. That is over 3 years ago. A long time I said it, yo, me taller than them, me I say farther than them, then they even know. You understand? And while I think Mr. Holness have become a very shrewd and wily politician, I also think he doesn't do well in the face of criticism. I think he gets very defensive when he should be diplomatic as the Prime Minister, as the Chief Minister. I think that sometimes he's not as receptive to the cries of the people as he should be. And I have a few concerns. As I say, he comes across as an authoritarian and not somebody who is in charge of a democratic country. And that is my personal opinion. You understand? Right. So as I say, him have some traits where okay, and some traits where I say, I'm not sure about that, you know, brother. But watch you now. Damian Crawford, loud and proud, you know them man there. Them man there around for talk. Them man there say me chat too much. You understand? Them man there just that. In a debate in Parliament the other day, said that Jamaicans are afraid to speak about the... Well, I am not. Let me state that publicly. This is one Jamaican who is not afraid to take the Prime Minister to task. The thing about me is that I am not going to come here or go anywhere to disrespect the Prime Minister. That is just not me. I am not a disrespectful... Like me, run away without a moment's notice. But me not just openly just disrespect people. So me not no reason for disrespect the Prime Minister. You understand? And send the Prime Minister up on them wife and him mother and them places. That is just distasteful. And I would operate so generally still. I was enough people on social media. The go-to thing now is Andrew got that and S that and Andrew got... Like, that is really and truly distasteful. You understand? You can express your disagreement with the Prime Minister in a more civil way. You understand? So I don't support or condone that. Also, I don't support or condone a notion where a man, even though him probably is lewd and crude and rude, is unable to express his views, to express his or her views. And I cannot tell you that everybody when I see on social media berating the Prime Minister has been arrested, because that would, a lot of people would be arrested. I can tell you that. There are a few instances where people have been arrested after they have made statements. I don't know that those arrests were specifically about the statement that they made about the Prime Minister, or they were violating various laws. That is for you to figure out. However, Damian Crawford said, Andrew Holness use quote unquote government badness. You know, a song was done, and by all accounts, it was not probably publicly endorse, but I have seen that term being used in things related to the Prime Minister already. I remember a Jamaica Labour Party politician posting a video clip where apparently, I think it was a taxi driver who was violating the road code, but apparently some overtake, one area enough overtake, and end up in the oncoming lane. But apparently a convoy of the Prime Minister was using that thoroughfare, and as you know, the driver was made to reverse. And when that was posted by the politician, I won't call his name, him know him because him probably a watch. Or him probably have people a watch. It was captioned government badness. I have seen that for myself. Yeah, in relation to the song that made mention to government badness and jewelness. That was said in a song. You understand? Alright. The upper house descended into a shouting match last week after opposition Senator Damian Crawford charged that many people who have criticized Prime Minister Andrew Holness have been arrested. A chorus of objections came from the government side, with Kamina Johnson-Smith, leader of the government business, leading the charge. After a lengthy exchange, Crawford eventually recanted his statement. Debating the appropriations bill, Crawford sought to defend his colleague Julian Robinson in the lower house, who presented a table with significant percentage increase in the price of basic food items. I wrong part, me there, you know. Yeah, me continue, right? Anting. I was privy to the information, blah, blah, blah. I am also aware of the name of the, Anting. So heckled by government members, Crawford added, "You embrace a song called Government Badness and Jewelness. So you speak to the things you embrace. Many who have criticized Mr. Holness have been arrested and publicized on the internet," said Crawford. His comment was interrupted by a seemingly incensed Johnson Smith, who rose at a point of order. "The senator is misleading the House and he must withdraw those allegations. They are untrue, they are baseless, and they should be withdrawn. They should not remain on the record of this honorable chamber," she said. Now, Senate President Tom Tavares Finson, we soon talk about him, would then intervene. "You have made an allegation against the Prime Minister of this country, and you are either going to withdraw it or substantiate it," he said. At first, Crawford resisted the call to withdraw his controversial remarks. However, he was pushed by Government Senator Charles Sinclair and Don Webby to retract. "There has been nobody who has been arrested for criticizing the Prime Minister," Sinclair said. Crawford retorted, "I could speak to an individual who had come on social media and apologize. But Tavares Finson would have none of it. I am not concerned with what is happening on social media. I am concerned about what is happening here, and you are imputing motive to a member of the House of Parliament," the Senate President charged. Declaring that he was rising on a point of order for the first time in his second stint as Senator, Webby said, "We have to remember that we have an international audience also. That statement is very damaging, not only to the Prime Minister, but to the country." Now, signaling that he would move on, Crawford was met with a chorus of no's from members of the government benches, who demanded a retraction of his comment about Holness. Now, leader of opposition business Peter Bunting said he was not sure what his colleague was being asked to withdraw. Tavares Finson responded, "He has made an allegation that anybody who criticizes the Prime Minister is arrested." Bunting sought to clarify, saying Crawford made a statement of fact. He said that persons who have criticized the Prime Minister were arrested. "That is a statement of fact. That is not a dispute," said the leader of opposition business. "No matter how you spin it, Mr. Bunting, it was said within a context," the president replied. Later, Senator Lambert Brown sought to defend Crawford, urging the president to consult Hansard, which is the record of Parliament, It can't be denied, Mr. President, that some people who have criticized the Prime Minister have been arrested. We must avoid this road to dictatorship, Brown said. Crawford later said he had no intention to impute any motive in his remarks about the Prime Minister. That is a lie, but alright. If that be the case, withdraw the statement and let us move on, said Tavares Finson. But me never say it, sir. Alright, withdraw, move on, Crawford said. Why? Alright. No. And I have said it before. I will not go and say that everybody who criticized the Prime Minister has been. I have not been arrested. I have been a critic of all political representatives in this country, including the Prime Minister. You understand? When them do things on me think, you know, that them need to say you're well done, me say it. When them do things where them get beaten for, me are beaten. You understand? Buffins. See? And such. I have seen people come out and say some things where, you know what I mean? I said, Jaja, I just say, man, they take a thing that not necessary, but you know what I think of. So, to say that everybody who is not true, but the truth is that some people who have said some things in relation to the Prime Minister have been arrested. What the legal luminaries might say is teach, but these people, even though they criticize the Prime Minister, they were actually breaking laws in doing so. Again, you understand? But I have said, and as I said, the video is Jamaica creeping dictatorship under Andrew Holness. The 12th of March, 2018, I uploaded that video. Crawford said people afraid to talk against the government because the Prime Minister used government badness. One of the fellow that has been arrested recently, quote unquote, for threatening the Prime Minister is a pastor in quotation. I think his name is Peter Chambers. No. A couple of things. I am not one who is going to sit down and listen to Peter Chambers talk or preach for that matter. And that is my personal choice. You are free to do so. Like I can't tell you how to live your life. You understand? Peter Chambers' eyes alone kinda give you the EBGBs. Like looking at his eyes them alone, like yeah, I said that brother you kinda strange. Again, my opinion. But Peter Chambers would have been chiding the government, especially since there was an incident where police officers went to shut down a church meeting, gathering, and them something there. And Peter Chambers basically come out and I say, Andrew Holness, I mess with God's house and God's children, and his firstborn will die and his wife will become all sort of something. And the Prime Minister must go down and all sort of something. And as me I say, me can't tell a man who for listen or who for, but me I say for me I talk about me. You understand? Right. So to get some context, I listened that thing that he did to see where he would have threatened the Prime Minister or how they said he threatened the Prime Minister. So he was arrested, apparently for breaching the Cyber Crimes Act. So I don't know who filed the complaint or the report. I guess we'll see that eventually as the case goes on. Apparently he was found with some money around one part, around one place too. See? So I don't know. To say that the man threatened like him say, yo, me I come kill you as a I don't know that was said. Him say the Prime Minister must go down, and then him send one voice note where him kinda say some things now where him kinda probably go too far too. See, but you know in Jamaica, on social media, everybody tend to go too far these days. Nobody knows when to stop. Like, I wonder about them. Alright. He was released on bail. I think he did some interview in the Glean. I mean, I watch them, I read them. I just know, I see Glean and post some things where they must say interview, but I know. However, the DPP is to rule whether the pastor is accused of threatening the PMS to be charged. But then can't say DPP for do some things though. Peter Chambers, the pastor accused of threatening Prime Minister Andrew Holness via social media videos, remains in police custody. Well, not anymore. I think he was released since this. Following interviews with police officers assigned to CTAC, a file was submitted to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions for a ruling on whether Chambers should be charged. I have a next thing to say in a few. It is understood that Chambers was questioned for breaches of the Cybercrimes Act relating to the videos he made, allegedly issuing threats to several persons, including Holness. The clergyman, who is affiliated with the Miracle Healing Deliverance Ministry, Jaja, was arrested on Wednesday morning at his Brownstone home in St. Anne. He was also found with a sum of money that he reportedly could not account for. So in a recent social media video, Chambers said Holness must go down for allegedly attacking the church in Jamaica. When I made a statement, listen, that man have to dead. Me not care when nobody want to say. Him have to go down. Listen, this man of God. The PM have to go down. He has to go down. Chambers stressed in the videos. This man, the PM, is attacking the church, opposing the church. And I don't care when nobody want to say. Me not afraid of none of you know. He added. He also said that if you don't know who Peter Chambers is, you know better. Like, who is Peter Chambers? Peter Chambers sound like he is that a pastor, but take from it what you will. Let's see, but I want to ask one question. You understand? In any country in the world, if a man comes out on social media to say some of the things that Peter Chambers have said in relation to the head of state, wouldn't the security forces take some interest in those statements? I am just asking a question. Don't attack me. I know me not come here for defend a prime minister or defend a pastor. I just come to ask that one question there. For example, if this was a pastor in the United States, and he went on social media and he made the utterances he did against Joe Biden, no. Am I to believe that the Secret Service or the FBI would not take interest in the statements? May I ask, because a lot of people live in the United States, you know. Or when I say no, they wouldn't take any interest in them? Or they would. Big stick, what you say, bro? The CIA, the Secret Service, don't pay attention to him. In the UK, no. Teacher Obama got loads of that talk. Of course. Some people say yes, some people say no. Hell yes, they would. As I said, I just ask the question. FBI would knock you up. Just asking. See, you see, sometimes if I did Trump, maybe. Teach and Trump. No, Trump is not president no more, so I can't talk about him. I talk about Joe Biden now. Trump was yesterday's news. Teach, we did that the FBI and Secret Service would visit him. Freedom of speech. Craig, but you see there's freedom of speech. But then, with anything that is aligned with freedom, then there is a line of demarcation, I suppose, don't? Because it can't be freedom of speech if you are threatening a man's life. So freedom of speech is one. But, well, maybe not. Probably I may interpret it the wrong way. But I think, and again, may I speak a lot for myself tonight, in many jurisdictions around the world, if the utterances that were made by Peter Chambers towards the Prime Minister of the country was made in relation to the head of state of many nations. And I'm not saying he would have been arrested, you know. I'm just saying that the security forces would take an interest in the things that he's saying. That's all I am saying. So to say that a government badness is easy to do without really and truly stripping your emotions from it and stripping how you feel about Mr. Holness from it and looking at it for what it is. Nothing else. In some countries, I am certain that anybody who comes out on social media and make utterances like those, the security forces would take interest in those statements. That is all I am saying. So to say that anybody who speak out against the Prime Minister is arrested is an easy statement to make, but also there's a flip side of the situation. But hope me I make sense. Probably not make sense to some people, but me I try be as clear as possible. The long and short of it, in some countries, he would have been visited by the security forces. I think. I could be wrong, but I think. So let's see how it goes. I think he's out on bail though. I'm almost certain he's out on bail. So the foolishness in the parliament continued. Where the Senate President, Tom Tavares Finson, apologized for using an expletive towards Lambert Brown. Senate President says sorry for using the F word in the upper house. Remember I was talking about the things that go on in Parliament? People threaten me regular in a Delray. Me can't go lock up no man. I send the police to go lock up no. I'm regular, me get threat. You know, say all man come threat me all night stream enough time. Yeah, sir. And what you gonna do? I don't like him and give me an address so me can go look for him. Him just say some things and gone. Senate President Tom Tavares Finson has apologized for dropping the F-bomb in the upper house of Parliament during a bad-tempered row with opposition Senator Lambert Brown. Brown, who was debating a bill to amend the Disaster Risk Management Act on Friday, sought to establish his independence as a lawmaker, indicating that he was not obliged to follow a position taken by the opposition leader. It is well known, Mr. President, that we in the Senate on this side have independence. We did not sign any undated letters. We are not like you who signed undated letters, Brown charge. You know the undated letter story. That is one of the things that I mentioned in that video that I was speaking about earlier. He was hinting at the 2015 court ruling that doomed as unconstitutional then opposition leader Andrew Holness's bid to remove government senators Arthur Williams and Dr. Christopher Tufton in 2013 with pre-signed undated letters. Brown's remarks came against the background of a comment by a leader of government business, Kamina Johnson-Smith, that opposition leader Mark Golding had informed Prime Minister Andrew Holness that he did not have to establish a joint select committee to examine the DRMA. Brown insisted that a joint select committee was crucial based on the wide powers being given to the Prime Minister to make orders that attract criminal sanctions under the amended law. Fair, I suppose. However, Tavares Finson intervened, reminding Brown of Johnson-Smith's remarks. You don't hear what the leader said. The leader of the opposition rejected the invitation for a joint select committee, Tavares Finson questioned. The sitting then took a turn that eventually led to scathing remarks being exchanged between Brown and Tavares Finson. Let I tell you something, Senator Brown. Don't draw me tongue in here today, Tavares Finson warned. Brown retorted, I don't draw men tongue. The Senate President added, everybody know how to reach over there, so don't try that with me in here. And when I use that phrase, I am quoting a well-known Jamaican Prime Minister. Don't draw me tongue in here today. Effing feisty. Later during the sitting, Tavares Finson said he was sorry for making the remark. I wish to apologize to you because you said something to me and I responded in a way that is most uncharacteristic of me. So I wish to apologize to you and to the viewers at home who may or may not have picked up a subtle voice remark that I made, he said. I apologize to you publicly and I apologize to the younger viewers at home who might have found my strenuousness a bit unsettling, he added. Johnson Smith thanked the president for his gentlemanly conduct. These are lawmakers, eh? These are the men allowing people found with guns and killing people to serve 2 days and God in yard. And them things that them are. No, there have been allegations swirling in the media landscape, across the media landscape, in relation to former, I think, Southwest St. and Member of Parliament, Dayton Campbell. I will just read the article. I will not add or take away anything from this. So, for the people out there, it looks mad if it's so. It not gonna happen tonight. Like, speaking about, like, I see one look thing I grown on social media. I look at Trinidad where this Empress attack and like somebody in a parliament that try interject and she say, you don't speak to me, member, with your 160 subject. With your one. I mean, I said, there's a lady here. I will make her, I will send her. Comrade Karen Cross, who wrote, well, Campbell sets lawyers and scandal author. So Comrade Karen Cross, who wrote a scandalously damaging letter alleging pedophilia by a senior official of the People's National Party, is refusing to say whether she has made a report to the police or will withdraw the comments. That stance comes as lawyers representing Dr. Dayton Campbell, the party's General Secretary, wrote to Cross on Wednesday, giving her until Friday to retract and apologize for the alleged defamatory statement which have been circulating on social media. Our client denies all the allegations set out in the said letter, and in particular any allegation that he has committed any criminal offense or is involved in any unethical or immoral conduct. Read a letter from the law firm Enlin Gibson, insisting that Cross knew the claims were false, but pursued them anyway for the sole purpose of disparaging him. The firm said the claims in the March 16 letter are damaging to Campbell's professional and business reputation of the well-respected former Member of Parliament for St. and Northwest. Cross, a former PNP youth organization chairman, not unfamiliar with controversy, has refused to speak to the developments, saying she was thinking about when to break her silence. I am not talking about anything regarding that, she said. Questioned further, she replied, I am quiet now. I have nothing to say. So the PNP's disciplinary committee, meanwhile, has said that the allegations have not been substantiated and no evidence have been provided, and that the claims have been reported to the police. Now, John Jr., the committee's chairman, confirmed on Wednesday that he had received a letter from a member with allegations of a criminal nature, which he said have been reported to the police. I have recommended to the accuser that the matter be reported by her to the authorities. No evidence have been provided in support thereof. I wish to make it clear that no investigation has been commenced or is on the way within the party in relation to those allegations against the officer, said Jr. Because of the nature of the allegations, the party does not propose to speak any further on this matter and will allow the law to take its course, Jr. added. Now, Angela Brownberg, a former PNP vice president, said while the claims should be treated seriously, she was aware that the allegations stemmed from a troublemaker affiliated with the party. Jaja. It is also why she said Campbell should not be asked to step aside while the veracity of the allegations be verified. In recent times, we have seen a number of allegations that I am certain are totally made up. The allegations I am talking about have nothing to do with any hint of sexual abuse, just other matters coming from a particular group of individuals, she said, emphasizing that the most recent public allegation should not be dismissed regardless of the source. Brownberg and Campbell are among the camp that supported Mark Golding's successful bid last year for presidency of the party. Now, the Child Protection and Family Services Agency and the Office of the Children's Advocate have confirmed that they are aware of the allegations, but said they could not start any investigations without a complaint. Now, checks were done with the Office of the Children's Registry and Sisoka, and with our regional team, no report of this nature has been made, said Rochelle Dixon Gordon, Publication Relations and Communications Manager at the agency. No, well, I think he is on some committees in the party, but he's not in active representational politics as far as I know. That is the question about John Jr. I leave that where it's at. The allegations have been made. I will not even quote the allegations. I suppose many of you would have read or heard about the same. In truth, I have not read the letter where the allegations were penned in. It's just by scanning news articles that some of the allegations were mentioned. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Sticking with on the political front, I suppose, Dr. Jephthah Ford, I guess some people don't know that he was a political aspirant at one point in his life. He passed away over the weekend. Well-known medical doctor Jephthah Ford has died. He died this morning, it is understood. Now, Ford had been involved in several high-profile cases, including the case of Jody and Ferran, the young mother who died hours after giving birth at the Spanish Town Hospital in April of 2020. He also contested the 1989 and 1983 general elections for the People's National Party in the St. Andrew Northwestern constituency. He was defeated by Derek Smith of the Jamaica Labour Party. I think that is a constituency now held by Nigel Clark. I could be wrong. Olivia Grange, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, said she is saddened by his passing. We have lost a Jamaican who truly cared about our people and their well-being, she said. Now, in 2017, Grange had appeared as a character witness for Ford at his sentence hearing following his conviction on corruption charges. She had pleaded that he be spared jail time. He was convicted and sentenced to 6 months imprisonment. Yes. The pain I feel you never know. Emotions that I never show. DeAndre, that is... Let me get the right word. That statement is irresponsible, bro. I mean, I talk to you know, brother to brother. That's a very responsible statement. You understand? In my honest opinion, there's no way upon the face of the earth that you can verify that. Bro, we shouldn't get caught up in our emotions sometimes and say some things. You understand? And the truth is, you make it comment on my channel. I mean, I appreciate that still. Because we don't know, you don't know that. For all you know, the man might have died from natural causes. You understand? We have to be careful in the utterances we make, my friend. Jamaica is becoming a very litigious country as well, you know? So we can't just get up and just set things because we can't set things. You understand? That's not wise. I'm actually searching for a tweet that I saw nationwide. Let me see if I can find it. Hey man, I just did this morning, friends. I couldn't tell you why cars are indebted, brother. I mean, nothing, no postmortem do. You understand? But let me see if I can find something, because I know that there was something on Nationwide earlier in the day on their Twitter page. So let me see if I can find it. No, I'm not saying that I am responsible for the statement. I say I make it on my platform. You understand? That is what I'm saying. Alright, so it says here, Nationwide News understand that Jepta Ford died at home surrounded by his family. In a Twitter post this afternoon, Dr. Ford's daughter Alexia says her father passed away in her arms. So I guess cause of death. We don't know yet. Just that he was found. Well, the first thing article when Nationwide posted that he was found dead, but then the daughter posted that he was, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, this morning, friends. Okay, bro. I say a word. I think I didn't know that. But me say it this morning, you know. Zine, auntie. No, and DeAndre, the reason I say it is very easy for people to say something sometime. You see me? Where out of just being emotive, and we kind of need to break away from that mentality. Because sometimes them utterances you can get in some local problems. We have to be careful. The pain I feel you never know. Emotions that I never show. I'm on a lonely road, but I've walked this lonely road before. I'm a Spartan soldier, I was born to conquer. I was raised and trained for war. I'm a Spartan soldier till my life is over. Till my heart can beat no more. Miss Winsome said, oh, you heard it was an heart attack. Okay, I can't verify that either. Spartans, blood from a barn. Live bad. We are fight for them. Everybody knows Sparta take the lead, no surrender. We don't know the situation with Tommy Lee. You understand? Tommy Lee, I heard somebody making a statement since week saying that as long as they have lived, they have never seen anybody work so hard for God prison than Tommy Lee. And I dissected the statement. I'm a meds. I mean, as a judge. So he pleaded guilty to illegal possession of firearm and ammunition and will serve 3 years. Pain I feel you never know. I'm just trying to be me. I just see on TV. I'm in a movie. He pleaded guilty, that I won. And some people are say, how come him sentence a shot? Okay, Empress Winsome. And thing, there were some mitigating factors which benefited him, I suppose. Teacher, I lost my daughter. When did he lose a daughter, Miss Spence? First and foremost, my deepest sympathies. I am so sorry to hear that. When did that happen? So he was sentenced to what? 3 years for illegal possession of firearm and 2 years for illegal possession of ammunition. Yeah, man, I know about him, brother, man. I know, man. I know what go on. And people are saying, for illegal gun, but you have to remember, here we go again. He pleaded guilty, and the judge said that let me say I can't find it. Mitigating circumstances. All right. He pleaded guilty. The judge had regards for the sentencing guidelines. The judge had regards for the time he served in custody and the fact that he had no previous conviction until now. The judge had regards that he pleaded guilty on the first relevant date and is entitled to up to 50% discount on the usual starting point. And the starting point is 10 years, 10 to 15 years. No, he never said he's a first-time offender, Rushane Winter. He has never been convicted before. Let me repeat. Of all the things that he has been accused of, lottery scamming, shooting incidents, gun-related incidents, he has never been convicted. He must tired teach, him need to rest. Then man not going yard go rest, Rasta. What do you mean? Zine, so of all the things that we have heard Tommy Lee's name called in before, he has never been found guilty and convicted for anything. And take from that what you will. That is what it is. So that was beneficial to his situation because he was never convicted. He also pleaded guilty at the first time opportunity he got. And thing. Plus, him served some months, spent some months in a custody area. So the long and short is that he will serve 3 years. I remember the last time Tommy Lee was detained, I did a call-in stream, a Let's Talk. And I remember in that stream, you know, many people call in and share their views and thing. Just a moment. Who said that's somebody here, man? Yeah, man. So, what am I say? Yeah. And I remember, and not only on that occasion, I said repeatedly that I will not accuse Tommy Lee of being guilty of anything. Mark you, the man has never been convicted. However, if there's anything in Tommy Lee's life that he needs to get rid of, if there's any friends or associate around him that he needs to let go, if there's anything in his closet that he needs to remove, he needs to do so. Hmm? No, Omar, it's just that somebody has been held, person is still in custody, but that is the last thing I heard. They said that they have information that he is the person. They have evidence, they have material evidence and such, and they're working on gathering more, so I don't know. Again, I say, I won't say the man guilty of anything. However, if he has anything in his life that he needs to clear up, anything he needs to clean up, anything that needs fixing, anybody him need to get out of him life, he should do so. If not, and him know say him is an innocent, law-abiding citizen, him continue to live him life. You understand? There were a lot of people saying that the man never do nothing. Blessings in our Father Blake. I say a word, man. That was a story I led off the stream with. But just didn't need to get it out of my system. And at the system a fight, Tommy Lee and thing. Crap. So the system a fight Tommy Lee and them a try to frame the youth and all sort of things. July 13th, 3 years ago. Mm. Well, on a piece, man, I try to fix this from my head. I don't know where the person I come from, I don't know where I go at. You understand? And thing. Yeah. Alright. Give me a minute, the piece. Man, try, you know, them things are kind of. It's, it's more than one. Well, it could be the same person, but they're using different accounts, Andrea. So I have to be doing it one at a time. So I don't know what's going on here. Nature, this is a third, you don't realize it's a different name and different picture profile type thing. It's the third one that no, I don't know what's going on. So let's see. Yeah, man. So, Tommy Lee, many people were out there saying that the system of fight the youth and the system this and the system that. The man was found with a gun in his waistband. You understand what I say? The man was found with a gun in his waistband. See me? And I suppose the only option he had now was two options. Was to either decide, say, he might go proceed to trial after he was found with a gun in his waistband. I don't know how they would explain that in court. He decided to take responsibility and pleaded guilty. I hope that his time spent in incarceration will be a time of reflection, will be a time to reorder his thoughts and reorder his life. I also hope that he will develop an appreciation for his own freedom and his own reputation and get rid of the things and the people from around him that he needs to in order for him to live a peaceful life. And thing. Well, just go and work with it until the stream done. Because me can't. You understand? And them something there. Zane, as I have never hidden it before, I am somebody who listens Tamil, not the demonic side of Tamil, but Tamil has very good songs outside of that. Spartan Soldier is a song that I play very often. You understand? Blessings, Procreator, a lot of songs. You understand? Very talented entertainer. And the man just, I guess, him just have too many demons to exercise there, man. I don't know. We have to be careful of the monikers we take on, of the names we give to ourselves, the names that we answer to, the names that we allow people to call us. We have to be careful. Yeah? So, I just saw a thing go. It was good that he decided to take responsibility and to plead guilty, I suppose. So, let's hope that the other artists out there who are looking on, who are involved in anything untoward, there is Zebra, Ninja Man, Vibes Cartel, Tamili, Laden, who are high profile entertainers who are now serving time. In Jamaica, we have overseas. You understand? I don't know. Jaja. Yeah, peeps. So that's the situation with Tamil. As I said, I hope this time will be used for introspection, reflection, reordering, removal of things and people, and he will use this as a learning experience, teach a spam government, but he will use this experience as a learning curve. And I mean, what else to say? What else am I gonna say? I don't even know. As me say, somebody said that them never see a man work harder for God jail yet. See me? And thing. Ah boy. I probably need for yeah man, I made mention of Zebra earlier. And well, I suppose it's fitting because this is kind of the last article I have, last story. My deepest sympathies, Miss Spence. I am so sorry to hear that. I hope that this 3 year you would have found some solace and you are, holding on to the memories, and you and your family are finding ways to pull through. Entertainer Rytikal granted $1 million bail to go on trial in April. Teach you have so much patience. It's not even says patience, and it's just that it takes a little while to remove these things. One, my computer kind of slowchy. So it's not even say patience. One. The moderator is supposed to can remove, can delete them, but I have to block them. The moderators cannot block. Why am I can't Oh, I guess I can't remove this one because I think somebody put this person on remove. Alright, peeps. May I forgot probably end this here. So dancehall artist Ryan McFarlane, more popularly known as Rytikal, was offered $1 million bail when he appeared in the gun court for illegal possession of firearm and ammunition. Hold on there. Oh, I forgot to put them on time. We can't have them. Zin? No. As part of his bail, the 25-year-old entertainer was ordered to report to the Bull Bay police station on Wednesdays and Saturdays and abide by a 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. curfew order. He's also to surrender his travel documents, and the court also imposed a stop order at all ports. He is to go on trial on the 28th of April. So the police had reported that on the 28th of January, cops were on patrol in 8 Miles Bull Bay, St. Andrew, when McFarlane was reportedly seen acting in a suspicious manner. Police reportedly questioned the artist, and following a search of his car, a Taurus .380 pistol with 12 rounds of ammunition was found. Rytikal reportedly told the police that the weapon was a prop for a music video. He was, however, taken into custody and later charged. Ah, boy. Jaja. Yeah, peeps. That was the last article for the night and thing. I don't know where them people have come from. I don't know what them want with the eye. But you know what I think over there. Auntie. So he can still get locked up. Who that, Matthew? Rytikal? Well, I guess some people pronounce it's Rytikal. I'm not even sure. I just pronounce it like how it spell. See? And thing. So yes, people. So I eat that for the night. And thing. We're there. You know, interview Tuesday, premiere Tuesday. And them nice things, eh? Guys, don't try to put them on timeout. Just make it come true. If you put it on timeout, I can't block the person. I have to wait. And I'm not in the waiting thing. See? But that's how the thing go. See, still I have to wait. And John block them. Alright, anyways, them alright. Soon them time there. Premiere. Nice Empress. What a reason, thing. You know what up on the work, like I go on do the thing. Peace, we appreciate the ones, you know. Appreciate the continued support. You know, I want to make the thing possible. You understand what I say? I want to make the thing work. And we appreciate the ones them. See, I'm not give them people no more airtime. So I have to cut the stream and thing. We do what we have to do and me left. Peace, big up on yourself. You understand? I don't even stay too long. Me soon them time there. Big up on yourself. Walk good. Step with ya. You know what I think? Go save travel upon the gravel. I'm out.
Thank you for tuning in. Like the stream before you go. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Remember to share the stream with your family and friends and browse the channel for more amazing content. Until next time, walk good, my friends.
Teach them! Hey, yo, hello! Send the message and make it reach them. It's Teach Them, right here. Warlord representing.